You are about to listen to episode 54 of We Got This with Mark and Hal. But before you do, I want to remind you that next week, starting on Monday the 13th and through the following week, is the Max Fun Drive. It's our first Max Fun Drive as members of the network. If you don't know what that is and you're new to Maximum Fun because of us, then it's a fundraising drive, basically. It's where you get to show your support not only for the network, but for us as a show and make a small monthly donation, get a lot of cool stuff for it. And we'll tell you more about it next week, but we've got some special episodes lined up just for the next 2 weeks to make Max Fun Drive extra special. And I'm very excited to tell you that next week's episode will feature our friend and the voice of Night Vale himself, Cecil Baldwin. He's going to be joining us for a very special episode. So I hope that you will download that one, and I hope you enjoy this one, episode 54 of We Got This with Mark and Hal. Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Since the dawn of humanity, one issue has gone unsettled. With the fate of the world in the balance, we're here to settle, once and for all, paper towels or hand dryers.
That's right. Don't worry, everyone. We got this.
Podcasts should have a theme song. Podcasts should not have a theme song. Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. They sound good. Yeah, but people are just going to skip past it. You know what? You're right. We got this.
Hello, the internet.
Greetings to all of you listening in your cars and your runs and wherever else you listen to it. I wonder
This doesn't really feel like good running music. Like,
yeah.
Like, I can't imagine the Rocky montage going while you and I are like, paper towels are better, dryers are better. You know what I mean?
Maybe we should include just randomly throughout this episode encouragement to people who are exercising while they're listening.
Hey, you're doing a great job.
Yeah. I want to be like the meathead. I want to be like, 3 more sets.
Oh man, those guys never did it for me. Like a meathead trainer. Do you know what I need? Yep. I need a female trainer who is gentle. It's like with a dentist. Yes. Like, give me a gentle one who's like, you're doing really well, honey.
When I was a kid, I had this Hulk Hogan workout set that my parents got me, and it was like blue dumbbells and the hand, like the squeezer things and like a jump rope. And it came with an audio cassette of Hulk Hogan taking you through a workout. And
oh my God, that's what's worth more than anything else about it.
Oh, the most
like, forget the dumbbells. You can get dumbbells anywhere. What you want is Hulk Hogan telling you, yeah, brother.
Well, that's what you'd expect. And he like, it starts out like exactly like that. Like, okay, brother, we're going to do the jump rope. And then within like 2 minutes, he's yelling. He's like, come on, brother. You better use those curling bells or else I'm going to body slam you. Like he would threaten a child.
Right, like he was threatening you.
Yeah. I was threatened by Hulk Hogan as a child if I
And that was when you decided that working out was a terrible idea.
Exactly. That set me on a dangerous path.
That's about when I stopped too. When I realized that most of the time I'm not going to get that woman at the gym going, you're doing great, honey.
Exercise. Why try?
Hey, you know what though? If you're listening to this while you're exercising, good for you. Yeah. We are proud of you. You are a better person than we are.
Keep going. You know what? When it's just keep going. We'll be here with you. We're not going to leave you unless you work out for longer than this episode, in which case we're going to leave you cold.
This episode's probably going to be a short one too, because this is another binary one. I like the binary ones. You know this.
Yes.
And I feel like there's a clear winner here.
I think so too. This was
it's rare.
Go ahead. Tell me what's rare.
No. I was just going to say it's rare that we have one that is, usually we have to think on them for a little while. This one, I think, like there is science behind this one.
Sure. Absolutely. I think this is like any suggestion that sends us to the bathroom. People just want to hear each of us, our unique brand of crazy that we have when we're in public places and dealing with the most private of rooms. So this was this is suggested by Hannah Childers on our Facebook page. Thank you, Hannah.
Oh, hello, Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah, you're looking great. Just 3 more sets. Yeah. I'm not going to body
3 more sets. You can do this.
Yeah.
You can do this. We've got your back. You got this.
Yeah, you got this, Hannah. She wants to know, whether it's better to dry your hands in a bathroom with paper towels or the hand dryers, the air dryers, the automatic ones. So I think that I just want to discuss this before we get into these two. There's a third option, which doesn't really exist anymore except for like an old burnt out bathroom on like a road stop gas station. Do you
not washing your hands?
Well, there's that. Well, there are a few, there's air drying. You can just sort of like wave your hands in the air because you don't want to touch anything.
There's pants drying
and shirt drying. Do you always go pants or do you go shirt?
I always go pants. I never go shirt drying because then you have a big wet spot on your shirt and it frequently messes with the proper wrinkle factor.
Okay. Wait, let's unpack this.
You know what I mean?
What is the proper wrinkle factor, Mark?
Well, like if I've got on a button-down shirt, I don't want like one spot in the corner that's been clearly used to dry off a pair of hands. Like, correct wrinkles are the wrinkles that your shirt gets throughout a day that kind of form-fit it more to your body. You know what I mean?
I do now.
Okay. Do I sound like a crazy person with proper wrinkles in my shirt?
Look, I can't, I'm not going to be throwing any stones at your house. Let's just say that. Certainly not my experience. There's also, I tend to go shirt, but I don't grab at it. I don't do that thing where I like ball up the shirt. I just do I swipe down. Like some sort of
then you have like a
shirt tip.
Then you have like a Lord of the Flies face paint slash across your shirt. Like your shirt is asking for the conch and wants to be heard.
Well, first of all, I don't wash my hands in red paint. Second of all, I don't have a hypercolor shirt. So,
but look, all shirts are hypercolor shirts if you get them wet. I mean, the hypercolor is a slightly darker version of the color that the shirt already is.
Please, if there's somebody out there who is a graphic designer, will you make a accessories poster out of that? That's all I want. That's all I want. My birthday already happened. It's coming around again next year. I'm patient. I'll wait.
Okay.
No, it's true. I don't like the wet shirt. The pants also, I'll do the pants sometimes as well. Sometimes I'll do both if I'm feeling real crazy. But the thing I'm referring to are these machines that used to be on the wall that had a cloth towel on like a roller. So you had
the cloth loop.
Yes, the infinity loop of cloth that you could wash your hands with. Do you haven't encountered anything like that in some time, have you?
It's on road trips. Yeah. Like you mentioned, gas stations, you usually wind up seeing something like that, or really old buildings. For me, those things are, I want to look inside that thing. I want to know that it's not just one loop that's going around over and over again. I want to know that there are actually two spools of cloth.
I think that it is one loop. Maybe if you look at the inside of it, it is two loops of cloth, but there's no way that isn't a moldy, mildewy, just disease-ridden piece of cloth that you're wiping your hands on. I mean, they're never whatever their original color was. They're always like colored and stained in some weird way.
It's like drying your hands with the washcloth or the dish rag that the waitress in the diner uses to clean the tables.
Exactly. You wish it was that clean.
Maybe just a little gravy on it. You wish that was gravy.
Exactly. That sounds like a really good ad for those dryers. You'll wish it was gravy. Johnson's cloth loops. Give it a shot.
SC Johnson, a family company. I had to do one of those really fast tags for a commercial the other day. Those are really hard to do.
The legal.
The legal disclaimer at the end. Prices and participation may vary. That sort of, really fast. And it's hard to do when it's written in such a way that I'm like, these words aren't meant to be said quickly. Come on now. I like to relax into my words. Like if the end of a commercial was like, hey man, void where prohibited. Member FDIC.
Or whatever. Maybe there isn't a limit of one per customer. I have trouble with that too. But one of my best friends who you know as well, Jordan Crane, is really good at speaking quickly. He was a good legal copy guy in his voiceover days and had a good voice for it too. Yeah, he has the ability to speak quickly and enunciate, and I can't do either of those things.
Well, shout out to Jordan. We're big fans, pal.
Hey Jordan. Okay. So this is
let's delve into this. Yeah. This is paper towels or hand dryers. Let's go with the criteria that we're looking at and weigh those criteria.
Okay.
I would say environmental impact.
Okay.
Hygiene.
Great.
And I don't know, general bathroom cleanliness maybe?
Okay. I see. So you're saying one is the hygiene to the person. General bathroom cleanliness is to what extent does it contribute or take away from the cleanliness of the room?
Right.
Okay. So do you want to start with paper towels?
Sure. Let's start with paper towels.
Now there are a variety of methods for delivery as well. We should talk about that because there's more than one kind of hand dryer and more than one kind of paper towel dispenser, right?
Oh yeah. I like the old school pull one out at a time of the paper towels. Of the brown paper towels, they're all like tri-folded into one another, and when you pull one out, it sends the next one down.
Yeah.
I will give you a caveat.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I want to hear your caveat.
No. Well, my caveat is unless the person who is cleaning the bathroom has overstuffed the thing in an attempt to not have to continually refill it.
Right.
Well, guess what, pal? You're going to have to refill it and you're just wasting your time overstuffing it like that because I'm going to pull on it a little bit. It's going to be too tight and I'm going to get a tiny shred of a paper towel. Then I'm going to pull a little harder and get a slightly larger shred of a paper towel. Then I'm going to stick a finger up in the side of that paper towel holder and I'm going to pull out 40 of those paper towels. I will use one of them and so help me God, I will throw the rest of them in the trash.
Boy, this is a harrowing threat you're leveling at the people who replenish the paper towels.
I get so angry when I reach for the paper towel and I get that little sliver. Oh, don't get me started, Lublin.
I hate that.
What is your favorite?
Well, okay. I like that one as well. A close second for me would be the one where you have to wave your hand in front of it and some paper towel comes out. The reason why.
Because you feel like a wizard.
I feel like a wizard. It's like I'm using the Force, which is always a plus for me in the bathroom. And
sure,
but only in the bathroom. It's a minus in public anywhere else.
Hal Lublin, bathroom wizard.
That's it.
Oh, no, you're using the Force. I'm sorry. Hal Lublin, bathroom Jedi.
Yeah. That Jedi's just a crazy old man. The problem with the automatic ones is you never know what you're going to get. I guess there's a setting on
You're going to get a paper towel.
Well, you know you're going to get a paper towel, but you don't know how much. Sometimes I think they program these machines to cut off at a certain point. It's not like they put in like a tissue square size piece of paper towel to come out. They know what they're doing. And
when the width of the paper towel dispenser, when the width of the paper towel is longer than the length of the paper towel that it gives you, give me at least a square.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just like some of them are so stingy, it drives me nuts because then I have to wave the hand, then I have to wait for the sensor to reset, wave the hand again. We wind up having to go to the well like 4 or 5 times to get enough paper towel to dry your hands.
Yes.
Cause I don't use one and let it get soggy and then to keep drying with it. I need to get a fresh one.
Yeah. There is, by the time when I am done drying my hands will be fully dry and there will be slight areas on a paper towel that are still dry themselves.
Of course. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way, that's just how it is. That's how they're designed. That's a flaw in the design of paper towels. That's nothing to do with
Do you like the little, hand twisty roller ones where you can take off as much as you want that has the little squeaky sort of, Allen wrench looking thing on the side that you just twist, and then the paper towels.
Yes. Yeah. The crank handle. You're talking about the crank handle one.
That's what those are called. Thank you.
No,
God.
I hate those. And I
really?
hate them almost as much as I hate the version where it's a lever and you have to put your hand on it and lower it. Because if you're a germ freak, then guess what? You're going to touch something somebody else touched. You don't know how well anybody else washes their hands. You have no clue. And it's not like those things are germ repellent or germ resistant. Mm-hmm. You can't hey, good luck. Now you have Ebola because you just wanted some dry hands. That could happen. That's a real threat that faces you when you have those hand dryers. Plus,
hey, Hal,
what?
Ebola is a minimal threat at best in the United States.
Well, it is now because there aren't as many of those, towel dispensers. But here's it becomes like an escape room when I'm ready to wash my hands and I look and I go, okay, maybe the move here, the way the goal is to escape the room without feeling like I have to wash my hands again. And I'm not even crazy about it, but it's been hammered home enough that I think about it.
Sure sounds like you are.
Yeah. All right. Look, like I said, I'm not going to throw any stones. So,
hey, you know what? Neither should I. I've got my own idiosyncrasies in the bathroom.
Yeah. Let's not forget the correct wrinkle factor. Hasn't been that long. Let's always remember. So I look at that thing and I'm like, okay, is the move here? I'm going to get a little paper towel going. Then I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to dry with that paper towel and then use that paper towel to get more paper towel. You know what I'm saying? Like it becomes a barrier so you can work the lever to get more.
Wait, how do you work the lever to begin with?
Well, you just
work the lever a little.
Yeah.
And then you wash your hands after you've already released enough paper towel that you can make some sort of barrier between your crazy hand and the paper towel machine.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. You know what? That's actually quite clever. I never would have thought to do that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But the other thing is you use your forearm and then you got a dirty forearm. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know if how much germage there is or is not.
All right. While we're talking about germophobia in the bathroom, let me ask you, 2 questions.
Okay.
The first question is, do you use a paper towel on the door handle when you leave?
Yes.
Of course you do.
If it's a pull handle, yes. If it's a push handle, I just kick it open.
Okay. But if it's a pull handle, you will use a paper towel to open the door.
Yeah. Have you seen other people? They're animals.
All right. Let me ask you this. Let's say you've got a bottle of, I'm going to go out on a limb and say lemonade.
Okay.
You've purchased a Minute Maid lemonade or maybe a Snapple and you've got the bottle. You're not done with it, but you got to go into the bathroom. What do you do with the bottle?
Where am I that I have to make this choice? Am I like by myself?
You're at the mall. You're walking around the mall or the airport. You got a bottle of Snapple with you. You close it so it's sealed shut. You don't have a bag with you. What do you do? Do you leave it? Do you set it on the ground outside the bathroom door?
How much is left? This is an important question. I have to clarify.
More than half.
Oh,
no,
man.
Exactly half.
Oh, man. How badly do I have to go?
Very badly.
Oh, man. I think that bottle is done or I'm going to chug it before I go in.
Really?
I'm not going to bring it in. I don't want to, you can't, I don't want it to be in there, Mark.
So you don't just set it on top of the urinal while you're peeing?
No. Why don't I just,
or on the on the counter of the sink as you're walking in, being like, I'm going to go pee, then I'm going to get that on the way out.
No. Depends on the bathroom. I guess if it were a really nice bathroom, maybe, but more likely than not, I won't. I'm not going to I feel like putting a drink on top of the urinal is like a thing you do at a ball game where you put your beer down, but I'm not at a ball game having to go to the bathroom all that often. And if I am, it's usually because of a drink I just had rather than, like that stuff. You can leave a drink at your seat. If you're at the mall, goodbye bottle. goodbye. I say goodbye to it.
You know what, Hal?
What?
You and I are different dudes, brother.
We are. I know. I know it's true.
All right. So, here's another paper towel dispenser style that is a lot of fun.
Okay.
The long, unperforated roll of paper towels that's coming out just one little hole in the bottom of the dispenser.
Yes.
Are you familiar with this one?
I am. I call it the funnel.
Yes, the funnel.
Yeah.
I, for the life of me, cannot figure out how to tear the paper towels off of this thing. So where the one where you swipe your hand in front of it and it gives you, an index card sized paper towel until you swipe your hand again.
Yeah.
Is one extreme. This is the other extreme for me because I will tug on that thing and get enough paper towel and then I will tug sideways thinking this is going to rip it off. And all I do is pull more paper towel. And then I tug it the other way and I pull more paper towel. And then I look like that photo that filmmakers love to get where they're like standing in a sea of film holding a camera. You know exactly the photo I'm talking about.
Yeah, you look like Rich Uncle Pennybags where he gets money from stocks. And he's got the stock ticker. He's shocked and in midair and surrounded by stock ticker paper. Yeah. And can I just point out that those paper towels are always like, they're literally made of the tissue paper that you put in a bag, in like a gift bag. They do not,
yes.
You're not drying your hands with those. Don't even joke.
No.
You might as well.
They're non-absorbent.
Yeah. You're going to wrinkle up your shirt that day. For sure. Guarantee it.
There are a lot of, I really feel like we need Elizabeth Warren here to have a consumer commission because I think that a lot of times the consumer is left out in the bathroom decision process.
Yeah.
Like not left out, but like you are assumed to be the lowest common denominator human. When you go in there, they're like, look, we got to put the sensor on these things so they only release an inch of paper towel because these monsters will take a whole bunch of them. Or I'm going to stuff this thing so full of these paper towels that I never have to enter this bathroom to refill them again.
Well, we're going to have to write a book called like Unsafe at Any Sheet or something to get people to pay attention to this problem. It's a real problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody is.
It really
looking out
is
for us.
Yeah.
So okay.
The business is always thinking about usually it is about what's the fewest number of times I have to go in this bathroom to maintain it.
Absolutely.
These are the different types of paper towel, but we're not talking about what's the best kind of paper towel dispenser, though we could.
Right.
To pass one, you want the champion team to go to the finals, right?
Absolutely.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about paper towels versus hand dryers. And the criteria that we have set up is environmental. Did we set up environmental?
Yes.
What did we say?
Environmental impact, hygiene.
Environmental impact, hygiene.
Cleanliness in the bathroom.
Cleanliness in the bathroom. Let me add one more, and that's cost.
Okay.
Because paper towels lose on, I'm not sure that they lose on environmental factors.
Really?
But yeah, they probably do. But if they're recycled, I don't know. Let me go first with the cost.
Go ahead.
A hand dryer costs between 0.2 cents and 0.18 cents in electricity per dry.
Okay.
Right? A paper towel typically costs 1 cent per sheet. So, if you're looking at a day, or let's say, looking at that broadened out into a bigger picture.
Okay.
You're looking at $20 to use a hand dryer for every $250 spent on paper towels.
Okay.
So they cost significantly more, over 10 times more.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you're looking at 0.18 cents per dry for a hand dryer, and then, you need at least, let's be conservative and say you need 2 sheets to properly dry your hands. You're still almost 20 times the cost. Well, just about 10 times the cost.
Right.
A little over like 10 to 14 times the cost. So you're already way, way, way more expensive. And environmentally, also.
Environmentally, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, they're made of trees, but you do make a point that that they can be recycled, but are they?
They are frequently, but as I'm looking at my research in front of me, it takes more energy to manufacture one paper towel than it does to operate a hand dryer. And that, with that not including the cost of cutting down the trees, transporting, and the chemicals that go into the manufacturing process.
Right. But most people think about it in terms of, the cost to me. I own a bathroom, in a public place somewhere, and I need to manage the costs there. I don't know why that's the only part of it I own or how I'm expecting to make any money. Maybe through one of those TVs they have at the urinals. Have you ever been at like a restaurant where you go to the bathroom, there's a urinal, and either there's a screen with ESPN playing or that day's sports page
Yes,
is up on the wall? Oh man.
Do you like those?
I love that. I love watching TV all the time.
Yeah. I don't know about that cork board with newspaper above it, because I'm pretty sure at some point some drunk guy or some kid was like, I'm gonna see if I can pee high enough to hit that thing.
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah.
It was probably you, wasn't it?
For our female listeners who don't know, frequently in bathrooms, always in bathrooms at a urinal, you're just staring at a point on the wall in front of you. Cause if you turn your head and look around, people look at you funny. But you stare at that one point on the wall. So some bars and restaurants and, ballet companies have hung up, a cork board or a little flat screen TV to give you something to look at, which is pleasant.
Right. Cause you want to watch, Lakers highlights while you're taking a whiz.
What does this have to do though with paper towels?
Oh, I was just going to say, if you're looking at cost.
Not that tangents even matter on this show.
No, we're already so far afield. If you're looking at cost, like I think a company would look at the upfront cost of a hand dryer as opposed to the ongoing cost of getting paper towels, which is not really, it doesn't seem like it's as much because you can buy it at a bulk, in a bulk amount for a lot less money. But overall, if you look at the economic impact, definitely paper towels are more expensive, both long run and the
environmental impact.
Yes. Absolutely.
And also paper towels can frequently make a restroom look pretty terrible. If nobody has, if it's that same negligent guy that overfilled the paper towels to begin with, so I'm out of spite pulling out a stack of 400 and just throwing them away.
Yes.
Then usually you will wind up with paper towels all over the floor. Especially like if there's a big event happening, like a big party or like the Super Bowl at a restaurant or bar, like,
oh yeah.
If they know that, this place is going to be crowded during the rush, we'll take care of the bathroom after all of that.
Yeah.
Just throw some ice in the urinals.
Oh, there are some places you go to where you know that the bathrooms are going to be horrendous and you just hope that you don't have to, like, can I please, Lord, I don't ask for much in this life. But what I do want is to not have to go to the bathroom for 12 hours. So I have plenty of time to get wherever I'm going next because it will be a nightmare in there.
Yeah. In the case of those kind of bathrooms, even I would think about finishing my Snapple before taking it in there.
See? It's good to know you have a limit.
I do.
I'm so happy to hear it.
So environmentally and cost-wise to the establishment, paper towels lose.
Yes. And hygienically.
But hygienically, paper towels far and away win.
Really? Why is that?
Far and away win. Let's move on to talking about hand dryers right now.
Mark, before we talk about hand dryers, let me take a quick ad break. Let me go to the little ad room so we can hear from some of the other wonderful podcasts here on the Maximum Fun Network. How does that sound?
That sounds fantastic. I'll go to the bathroom.
Oh, great. Perfect.
Hey, this is Pop Rocket. We're your source for all pop culture information.
It's an intellectual and incredibly snark-filled discussion about pop culture by 5 cranky Hollywood 30-somethings. No name-calling, no rudeness, just straight talk and a lot of role play.
I'm only 30-something for another year.
Me too. And I don't tell anybody I'm 30-something.
Pop Rocket comes out every week from MaximumFun.org.
We're Dave and Graham, and we host Stop Podcasting Yourself.
We started this podcast back in 2008, before podcasts had to have any kind of concept, so we don't really know how to describe it.
It's kind of like going to the barber shop if your barber knew all about the first season of the show Alf.
It's like a 90-minute massage where the masseuse is 2 people talking to each other with a third person.
It's like the Monsters of Metal tour, only quieter, no music, and just talking.
It's like a makeout session, but without the lips touching, they just talk a lot.
Download Stop Podcasting Yourself from iTunes or MaximumFun.org.
All right, so now we're back. That was a great ad break for me and a bathroom break for you, Mark. So
it was.
Let's talk about hand dryers. You're going to make a point about hygiene.
I'm going to make a point about hygiene and hand dryers. This is from the Journal of Hospital Infection. I'm a subscriber. And so forget the fact that they're pretty, the old school ones are pretty useless. Okay. Right? The old school hand dryers, they just kind of blew a little bit of warm air on you.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So I've always been a big fan of the newfangled jet dryers. You know, the accelerator? Have you seen the accelerator dryer?
Is that the one where you put your hand in between, like inside, and then it gets air from both sides to dry it?
No. That's the Dyson Airblade.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of, I think I've mentioned this to you before, maybe even on this podcast. My favorite corporation in the world is Dyson because they don't diversify. They only do one thing. They move air around. They make vacuums and dryers. It's the only thing Dyson does is they figured out interesting ways to move air around.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And so I like the Airblade. That's where you put your hands down in between 2 little sheets of jet air and you pull them out slowly.
Yes.
Those are effective. The warm air, sort of like a little hair dryers that they've had for years. The one where you can twist the thing around and like blow dry your face. If you need to blow dry your face.
Yeah. Why?
They have the little picture.
Why does that exist?
I don't know, but I would always do it when I was a kid because I liked what it did to my hair. But let's dip into the science right now. This is from the Journal of Hospital Infection. Those slow air dryers, were compared to the jet air dryers, right?
Okay.
The jet air dryers spread 4.5 times as much bacteria around a bathroom as a warm air dryer, like a less forceful, just sort of the old school air dryers. What these dryers are doing is they're not like, if there's bacteria left on your hands after you wash them and you use a paper towel, you're getting most of that. That friction is taking the rest of the bacteria off your hands and it's winding up in the trash can, unless you're a monster that just throws it on the floor.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
These dryers, there's nowhere for the bacteria to go except on the floor directly beneath the dryer, which is always a wet mess, or around, just to be blown in the air around the bathroom. So the jet air dryers blow out 4.5 times as much, bacteria than the less forceful dryers do. Furthermore, according to the Journal of Hospital Infection, this is so insane. Those jet dryers blow around 27 times more bacteria than paper towels do.
Mark.
They did a bacteria count. There is 27 times higher bacteria counts in bathrooms that use dryers than in bathrooms that use paper towels.
Mark, I was having a really good day until you told me that. And now all I can think of is every time I've gone in and seen one of those and thought, oh, thank goodness. I don't have to mess with a hand dryer machine, only to realize that I'm letting everybody who was in that bathroom before me cough into my mouth. While my mouth is probably open while I'm doing it because I'm like, whoa, look at this. This is incredible.
Yeah.
And it's in my eyes and face. And,
here is what we're dealing with, Hal. We're dealing with paper towels, which are, what did you determine it was? 14 times less economical and however many times more damaging to the environment.
Yes.
Versus the hygienic, the 27 times dirtier bathroom.
Okay.
Right. So we're looking at our criteria that we have chosen. One is way worse at one thing and the other is way worse at the other thing.
Oh man. I thought this was going to be way easier.
Did you think it was going to be dryers just right off the bat?
Yeah. You know what? Mark and I, for the listeners out there, Mark and I were texting one another today. We were getting ready to prepare. We were going over what our topics were going to be. And we always try to do one that we think is going to be a more entrenched battle. And then we pick one that we think is probably going to be a shorter episode. And you pointed out, Mark, that we don't do short episodes. And this is why.
No, because our minds get blown when we start looking at the science and discussing it. And we realize that what we've got to decide right now isn't paper towels versus hand dryers.
Right.
It is what's more important to me, my personal hygiene or the health of Mother Earth.
Do you consider yourself an environmentally aware person?
Generally, yes. I recycle. I separate out my recyclables. I try not to waste a lot. The spite paper towel thing I feel bad about when I do it, but it's rare that it happens.
Right.
I won't use paper plates as much. I'll use, like we don't have paper plates and cups and cutlery at home. I know some people do because they're like, oh, it's way easier.
Yeah. Neither
do you consider yourself an environmentally responsible guy?
I think so. I mean, I try to recycle as much as I can. And especially when it comes to disposing of things like batteries or cleaning fluid, things that need to be, taken care of in a specific way. I try to make sure that those are sorted and taken to the right facilities because you're not supposed to just throw them in the trash. However, when I go to the bathroom, the two things I don't think about how much I'm using of, if that makes sense, would be I don't think about how much toilet paper I'm using, and I don't think about how much.
You don't think about how much candy you're eating.
I don't think about how much candy. I don't think about how many bottles into that 6-pack of Snapple I've gone. As I set them up all over the bathroom on different things, like it's the movie Signs, just different levels of liquid gone. No, I don't think about that. So, but I do think when I go into a restroom where there's a hand dryer, like an air hand dryer, oh, this feels more environmentally responsible. So there's the cool factor of the hand blade, like, oh, this is like the jacket from Back to the Future 2, where you put it in and bring it out and it goes, hands dry. Like you can have that like cool experience, but also like, oh, I'm doing something good here. I'm not wasting paper towels. And I thought I'm being a lot cleaner because I don't have to touch anything. But aren't we assuming when you wash your hands, we're assuming that there's bacteria because people are not washing their hands properly, right?
Correct.
I've seen, I work in an office that has a bathroom that multiple people use. And I've seen people leave without washing their hands, or they do the thing. And we have the automatic, faucets. So you don't have to turn a valve or anything to get the water.
Which I'm sure you're very happy about.
It's great. But these people will come and they'll put their hands under the water for like 10 seconds, shake them into the sink basin, and then leave. And that is why you use paper towel on door handles.
Don't rinse your hands.
Yeah.
Wash your hands.
But they do say like, there was a time where there would be the dispensers of like Purell, and those are all well and good, but apparently in order to properly wash your hands, water must pass over them. So you must wash them with soap and water must pass to wash away the bacteria instead of just coming in and like carpet bombing it with Purell.
Right. It's still there. It's just dead.
Yeah. So really what we're talking about is how much do you trust other human beings. Let's go another level. Because if you trust that people are washing their hands properly, then
I don't. I mean, let's not make it about trust in the human race, because I have trust in the human race, but I don't think people are washing their hands properly.
You think people as a whole are inherently good, but you think people as a species are dumb animals. Is that fair to say?
Sometimes I think that we can be. I don't necessarily think about, like you said, I don't think about my environmental footprint when I am in the bathroom. I, in my day-to-day life, try to be environmentally responsible.
Right.
Not like Seattle level environmentally responsible, but like, normal person level environmentally responsible.
Okay.
But when I go into a bathroom and I'm using a dryer, I'm not thinking this is environmentally better. I'm thinking this company, these lazy people at this company, they put this dryer in here, not for me, but for them. You know what I mean? They didn't put this dryer in here for my sake to be environmentally responsible. This is them against me.
Wow.
And you know what? I like Dyson. I like the Dyson Airblade. But if I go into a bathroom and there's just a dryer and no paper towels, I'm not terribly pleased. I'm not pleased that they are helping the environment. I'm annoyed that they haven't provided me paper towels.
So you bring up a good point. If you go to a bathroom and it has both a hand dryer and paper towels, you'll go for the paper towels?
Paper towels.
Really?
Absolutely.
For me, it depends on the dispenser. Cause here's the other thing with paper towels. You have the really thin tissue type that comes out of the funnel. Mm-hmm. You have the brown trifold or white trifold that are very similar, very rough. Or you have, at like a casino or somewhere really fancy, like a really nice hotel, you'll have ones that feel like cloth that are really strong, and you really only need
lovely.
one. They do a great job of drying your hands. Like, if those were the paper towels everywhere, then it would be paper towels bar none. They're so great.
Yeah, if those are one end of the spectrum though, the other end of the spectrum is the dispenser's broken. Here's the giant brown roll of paper towels sitting on the counter, and the bottom of it's going to be wet.
Exactly. Yeah. Help yourself, pal. But the really nice ones though, I swear the only place you can get them is like the Skull and Bones Society at Harvard or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like that is the only place they're available.
So if you want to use really good paper towels, study hard.
Yes.
Make really influential friends once you get to your Ivy League school.
Yep.
And then get invited to their secret society.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I feel like those secret societies, they may have like, I don't know, they may have like an immigrant orphan that you just wipe your hands off of in the bathroom when you leave.
That's what happened to Elian Gonzalez.
Oh,
just a human paper towel. Look, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying it's probably what happened. All right.
Now that we've blown your mind with how dirty dryer bathrooms are, can we make a ruling on this?
Yeah, I think we can.
It's paper towels, man. It's hands down paper towels.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah. People of the world. I don't care.
Hal, that was not nearly dramatic enough.
Oh, fine. I'm a
Please,
little let down.
This is my favorite part.
Okay. People of the world, when you go to the bathroom, I don't care how cool it feels to press a button and have your own air on demand, working like some sort of an elemental servant to dry off your mitts after a hearty bathroom session. I don't care. Mark doesn't care either. He's being quiet, but he doesn't care because
I don't.
Guess what you're doing? You're spreading disease everywhere. Wash your hands properly. Don't be a pig. We are human beings. We have a responsibility to one another to leave this world a better place than we found it. And step one is not creating some super virus because you didn't have time to properly wash your hands at the AM PM. Now the next person who comes in is going to have to deal with what he thinks is just a simple cough. And then 10 weeks later, covered in boils. That could happen. And what's going to be the thing that spreads that disease? Hand dryers. That Dyson blade. Because I don't care.
Let's not bring Dyson into this.
They're in it. That hand blade is probably the worst because I thought it was the best. I'm betrayed here by Dyson, by that British gentleman who made me think that ball joints and superior suction and air movement was the future, but it's not. The only way that leads is to all of us dying of the next version of the plague. And I don't want that. I want us all to live. I want you to live, listeners. And that's why when you go to the bathroom, paper towels. Asked and answered. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah. Hey, guess what, Hal?
What?
There's a lot more stuff to talk about.
True.
Yeah. You know what people should do is they should reach out to us on Twitter at We Got This Tweets or check out the Maximum Fun subreddit. There's probably an argument happening there right now.
100% chance there is. Or if you're like Hannah, you can reach out to us on our Facebook page / We Got This Podcast, or you can email us. We've gotten a lot of great suggestions that way. We got this podcast @gmail.com.
Thanks, as always, to our musicians, Mike Furman and Jonathan Dinerstein, for our award-winning song and score, respectively.
Thank you to producer Ken Plume, researcher Kate McManus, and graphic designer Uri Kelman.
And thank you, of course, as always, to you, the listeners. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for telling your friends to listen and for keeping the conversation going once you have finished listening to the episodes. We wouldn't be here doing this without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
And for Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin. And don't worry, everyone.
We got this.
We got this.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Listener supported.